Welcome to DMP Training Center. I'm Justin Norris, and today I'm going to talk about the X1 Elevator Controller. The X1 Elevator Controller provides access control to your customers in those applications when they want to be able to provide access to certain floors or any floors in an elevator. It simply requires one reader in the elevator cab, and in any of the floors that they wish to be controlled under the access, simply wire that to the elevator controller. The X1 elevator comes in two configurations. You can get it as an elevator controller with an X1 and a 10-floor elevator module, or as an elevator expansion that's just a 10-floor module with space for up to two more in its own enclosure. Now let me show you how to wire it and connect the X1 elevator controller and the X1 elevator expansion. For a typical elevator installation, you will install a reader inside the elevator cab. You'll work with the elevator service company who will provide you some of the wires on the traveling cable, and then you will land your wires to the X1 reader in. For your elevator floors, you'll simply wire those to one of the 10 relays that are on the elevator module. Now those can be normally open or normally closed, and that's dependent on what the elevator service company provides to you. You'll need to work with them directly on elevator installations, as this can be a very difficult and tedious process if not established correctly. So for those installations where you have more than 10 floors, let me go ahead and show you how to hook up the elevator expansion module to the elevator controller. So to connect the elevator expansion, you'll simply take the included 4-wire connector, plug it onto one of the 4-wire terminals, and route this through and over to the existing X1 elevator module. Keep in mind you'll need to address the elevator expansion module to the next available address. In this case, address 2. Depending on how many expansion modules that you add, you can go up to address 9. Now that our installation and wiring is complete, let's go into Dealer Admin and I'll show you how to set up an X1 elevator controller. Now that I've logged into Dealer Admin, I'm going to simply add an elevator controller to my site. Now if this is the first X1 on a site, when you go to add that X1, it will ask you what the first door type is. Now in this case, you would want to select elevator. For my example, I'm using an existing system, so I'm going to simply click the plus button under elevators to add my elevator controller. Let's go ahead and name it. So for this example, I'm going to name it North Elevator. The floor activation timer is a key setting in elevator access control. It is the time that the button is activated for in an elevator that allows a user to press the button that will take them to their floor. Now this is the amount of time that the relay will stay active for, and again, you will need to get this information from your elevator service company. Sometimes they can be 5 seconds, other times it varies up to 90. In this screen, you can also go ahead and set your reader protocol, whether you're utilizing a Wiegand reader or OSDP. You can name your 2 outputs that are on board the X1. And there's a couple other features here that you can take advantage of depending on your installation, like lockdown, door sensor, or request to exit. So now that we've configured our X1, let's go ahead and add our floors. So we're simply going to press the plus button, and now we can name up to 10 floors right from this page. And you'll see it's already addressed as address 1, and that's talking to the X1 elevator module that's included in the elevator controller. So I'm going to go ahead and name 4 of the floors for our example. So now that we've named our 4 floors, let's go ahead and save our elevator controller. Simply press the save button. Under the elevator section, you'll see it has been added right here as North Elevator. So now we've saved that in Dealer Admin, let's go over to Virtual Keypad and set up our groups to be able to use our elevator access control. Now that we're logged into Virtual Keypad, we can simply proceed over to Groups. And in Groups, this is where we can assign our elevators to the individual groups that you want to have access to the floors. So we can either edit an existing group or we can create a new one. I'm going to go ahead and create a new group for the elevators. Now I've named it Employee, and for the floors, I'm going to simply click Edit Floors. And now for the North Elevator, you'll see we have the lobby, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors available. I'm going to select the 3rd and the 4th floor. If you wanted to go ahead and assign all floors to this group, you can simply press the checkbox right next to the North Elevator name. But again, for our example, we're going to select 3rd and 4th floor. Now I'm going to simply click Apply, and now you'll see the 3rd and 4th floor are available in the group. Now you could set an access schedule, so if you want to be able to have this group only come in during certain times of the day or certain days of the week, you can simply add that schedule. You also have the ability to select their authentication type, so whether it be card plus PIN, or dual authority. And then if this group can override any lockdowns that are in the building, you can simply click the lockdown button and enable that feature for this group. Now, as always, you can add any doors to the system simply by clicking Add, and then select the doors that you'd like to give them access to. So we're gonna select front door, and apply that. Now, the employee group has access to the front door and the 3rd and 4th floor for the elevator. So now let's save this group. So now you can see our group has been added to the site, so now they have access. So now we've set up our employee group into the system, let's go over to rules. Now in rules, you can set up an auto lock and unlock schedule for any of the floors. And what this does is this will allow anybody from the general public without any card or access control in the system to be able to press the button on the elevator and get to the floor. So for example, if you have a doctor's office on a 2nd floor that's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and you wanted any of their patients or any of the general public to come in and enter the building, go into the elevator and press the 2nd floor, we will need to set that up as the auto lock and unlock schedule. That will enable that floor to be accessed at that prescribed time. Now after 5, it will require a card to swipe onto the reader, and then they can press the button to get to that floor if they're given access. So let me show you how to set up one of these schedules. We're going to simply press the plus button right next to the auto lock and unlock schedules. We're going to name that schedule. We're going to select the floors that we want to add to the schedule. So 2nd floor, apply. And now this is where we can set our time frame for that auto lock and unlock schedule to take effect. So for the doctor's office, that's Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And now we can save. Now from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, anyone will be able to enter that elevator and press that 2nd floor button, and it will take them right to the doctor's office. So here in the Events tab, you can see when the elevator module has restored or has gone missing. So this is a great troubleshooting tool for the elevator controller or any of the elevator modules that may be attached to it to see what's really going on if there's a problem. So for more information, go to dmp.com/x1 or reach out to one of your X1 sales specialists.